So there's a lot of conversations regarding player movement on Twitter and on podcasts and things like that. And one that surfaced is the idea that maybe you would want out of Oklahoma City because of the losing the past 2 years. What are your thoughts on that kind of speculation?
Yeah, obviously we have lost more than we'd like to in the past couple of years, and it's not fun. With that being said, though, I know what I signed up for, and I signed a 5-year extension.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're going to be losing for much longer. So it's not like I signed up to lose or anything.
Right.
I believe in this team, believe in the players we have on this team, and I think we're heading in the right direction, and we'll be where we want to be soon.
What's good, man? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Reese the Sideliner. It's been a while. Going on almost 2 months of me not putting out content. I've definitely been working. I've been grinding. I got stuff going on behind the scenes. I know y'all tired of hearing the same spiel. Bruh, when I tell you I came up on the best and the greatest opportunity for myself to not only make a living, but to do this content shit full time, bro. Give me 2 more weeks, bro. Give me 2 more weeks, maybe even 3. By the time the playoffs come around, we are fully invested and fully locked in on content, 100%, bro. I was blessed. Let's just put it that way, man. I know, like I said, it's been a while, almost 50 days since I've posted any videos. I have tons of content that I could have posted, but I just wasn't feeling it. I had a lot going on, a couple deaths here and there. Being busy with other work, and then just like school. I just finished school not too long ago, so I just had a lot going on in the past couple months, and I just wanted to make sure that I was in the right headspace to come and make content, because if I'm not in the right headspace, then it's not a great video. So with that being said, let's get into the topic of discussion today, man. I am so excited for the playoffs to start, because this is the greatest I've ever felt about my favorite team going into a postseason, aside from the Kevin Durant-led Thunder team that obviously made it to the NBA Finals and lost in 5 games. Did we win Game 1? I want to say we won Game 1, bro, and then it was downhill from there. But this is the most optimism I've ever had about my Thunder heading into the playoffs, man. When you consider having a front runner in MVP and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the team having the greatest point differential in NBA history, having one of the greatest defenses in NBA history, and breaking the all-time winning franchise record with 61 wins and counting, about 9 to 10 games left in the season for us. So we could get that up to about 65 games if we really, you know what I mean? This is a great year. Shai has been hooping out of his mind, even when you consider the fact that we were missing Chet for about 20 or so games, maybe even longer than that. Isaiah Hartenstein missed the first 11 or 12 games of the season because he wasn't he got injured in training camp or something like that. And we also didn't have Jalen Williams. So for us to have not only taken the reins as the best team in the league, because Cleveland struggles over the past couple weeks, but have the largest winning margin of victory in NBA history. And when you consider the list of teams that have done it before, the 71-72 Los Angeles Lakers, who had the record previously with with plus 12.3, the 70-71 Bucks they tied that record with a 12.3 point differential. Then you have the 95-96 Bulls, obviously Michael Jordan, 12.2 point differential. The 16-17 Warriors with an 11.6, and then the 23-24 Boston Celtics with an 11.3 point differential. All 5 of those teams I just named went on to win an NBA championship. 4 of those teams, because you can't really say that about Tatum or Jaylen Brown yet, but 4 of those teams have numerous Hall of Famers on them. You have the Los Angeles Lakers with Wilt Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor, and Jerry West. You have the Brooklyn Nets. You have the Los Angeles You can tell it's been a while. You have the Milwaukee Bucks, who had Big O and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's a championship in itself. That's a crazy tandem right there. And then you obviously Michael Jordan and his Bulls, and then the Golden State Warriors with Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. So that right there shows me that history is on our side. This is going to be a hell of an postseason, just because the West is still so close. It's still up in the air. You got teams firing coaches 10 games until the postseason. I don't know what the hell the Memphis Grizzlies was doing. I don't know what led to that decision to let go of Taylor Jenkins. That's honestly, I know I'm shifting gears here. It's just been a while, bro, so I got a lot to say. But that's honestly just like mind-boggling that you would fire your coach when you're positioned to go into the playoffs. The Grizzlies, regardless of how beat up that they've been, except for last season, regardless of how beat up the Memphis Grizzlies have been over the past 4 or 5 years, they have been competitive. They have been in the playoffs over the past 4 or 5 seasons every single year. Like I said, aside from last season, where pretty much the whole roster was depleted. They had, I can't even tell you how many players was on that roster, just because so many players just got hurt. They had to sign people in the G League. Scottie Pippen Jr. made a name for himself. So I thought that's wilder than the Mike Brown. That's honestly more shocking than a Mike Brown firing, in my opinion, just because the Grizzlies have been successful. They've seen the recipe of how he is a developmental coach. He'll find and I'm not giving him all the credit, just like, the Memphis Grizzlies coaching staff as a whole, but him being ahead of that snake, finding the diamonds in the rough and able to make talent show and shine when people didn't really want to give them a chance, like a Scottie Pippen Jr., like I mentioned just a few seconds ago, that got cut by the Lakers, their G League roster. Like, this is shocking. And I honestly don't know where the Memphis Grizzlies go from there. Clearly, they're not just going to fall off the cliff because of their coach being fired. But you would think the relationship that the players had, or that you could see, obviously we don't know what goes on in the locker room behind closed doors, what relationship he had with the front office. But from what we could see with the players, the relationship that he obviously had their trust, he had their respect, and it felt like a match made in heaven, almost, just because. Even, like I said, no matter how beat up they were, missing Ja Morant, missing a Jaren Jackson, missing a Desmond Bane, they always seem to compete. They always seem to have players out of nowhere that just surprised you. Like a, not Yuki. What was that other guard name? They had another guard a couple of years back that really shined and really got like a legit contract because he was, I cannot think of his name, bro. Obviously, you got the Santi Aldamas. You got the Jake LaRavias. I cannot think of the other guy's name I'm trying to think of. But anyways, that's shocking. That's very, very shocking to me. And like I said, I just don't know where you go from there. Not only did they fire Taylor Jenkins, they also got rid of the assistant coaches, Noah LaRoche and Patrick St. Andrews. So I really don't know what they're going, like what they're trying to do. They're obviously cleaning the house, but to do that at this point in the season, obviously, I don't know. It could kind of rub the players the wrong way, especially, like I said, if you are really invested in the coaching philosophy that he did have. I don't know, and especially it feels like a domino effect. Like, this is the first domino to fall for things to come. And don't quote me on this, but it's speculated that they will not be able to, or will not be willing to re-sign Jaren Jackson or give him that extension because of it'll put them, like, he'll cost too much money, I guess. Like, him being a max player in Memphis is not ideal when you consider you have the superstar that is Ja Morant. He missed out on the super max. He is a max player though. But yeah, just having that much money tied up into Jaren Jackson, I don't think they are willing to do that. But if he makes all defensive team, I think it is, or wins DPOY, whatever the stipulation is, he will be qualified for a supermax contract. So I don't know. Don't quote me on that. This could, like I said, it could be a domino effect. Who knows? But yeah, I'm just at a loss for words, man. But going back to my Thunder, man, it's just a great time. It is a really, 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 really great time to be a Thunder fan. Obviously, Josh Giddey and Russell Westbrook no longer play for this team. But to see Russ reviving his career the way that he is out there in the Denver Nuggets, bro, I love watching Russell Westbrook play basketball, bro. One of my favorite players, man, especially obviously being a Thunder fan. He is one of the main reasons I am a fan of this team. Him and Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, I have number 2 of my all-time favorite players, obviously behind the GOAT, LeBron James. the downfall, so to speak, that Russell Westbrook had playing for the Lakers, the mini resurgence that he had going over to the Clippers, and then now being in Denver alongside a Jokic who, I mean, is a triple-double machine in himself. You got Mr. Triple-Double right next to the greatest player in the world right now. There was no question that Russell Westbrook was going to go out there and thrive, man. I was so elated to even hear that Jokic was the one that put in the word, like, yo, we need him on this team. And you can see how they just feed off of each other. Like, this is one of the most, like, craziest, like, duos ever, bro. You got an older, aging Russell Westbrook who obviously his athleticism is declined greatly from when he was in his prime. He's never been a great shooter, but this season he's been knocking them dangs down. He's been knocking them down. And his assisting, obviously, they've had, I want to say, obviously one game for sure. I know for sure they had a game where they both recorded a triple-double. I want to say they may have even had a second. And that just goes to show how you can have two players that play similar, like a Luka Doncic and a LeBron James, and still be successful. Or like a Jokic and Russell Westbrook, obviously two different positions, same with Luka and Bron. But two ball-dominant players that play similarly can be successful. You see it with a Jason Tatum and a Jaylen Brown who just won a championship last year. Obviously, it took years for that chemistry and the team to fully be built properly around them for them to be successful in that, right? But they made the finals a few years back going against the Golden State Warriors, just not ready at that time. Conference finals after conference finals after conference finals, just not seeming to be able to get over the hump. Two players that play so much alike, and I know I went down. I miss doing this, bro. It's been so long. I wanted to do a video for weeks now, obviously almost months. I read a quote the other day, and that's why I'm here with y'all today. It was actually yesterday. It said, "A ship that waits for the perfect winds never sails." That is literally how I've lived the opposite way. Like, oh, I'm waiting for the perfect time. I've said that for so long and for so many things in my life, bro, that this year or last year, I don't know what it was, but I shook that mentality, for majority of that mentality, and I just said, fuck it, bro. I'm just go out and do what I got to do. Started school, completed school, graduated. I've got so many opportunities from just starting the school back in July last year. I've gotten so many opportunities in this last 8 months, and I'm grateful for it. 9 months, I'm grateful for it. So, yeah, let that be a lesson, man. I know this video is all over the place, but like I said, I missed this, bro. Josh Giddey, let's get back on topic. Josh Giddey is playing like an all-star. I've never been the biggest fan of Josh Giddey. I've always admired his game, how he is a mini triple-double type of guy. Like, he will average a 14, 7, and 7 type of... You'll see him with a 14, 7, and 7 regularly type of thing. But the way that he's been playing the past, 20 or so games, man, has been... The Bulls gonna have to pay him, man. The Bulls are gonna have to pay him, and I mean, I'm happy for him. He got that smut off his name with the rumors that were going around with him being a sexual predator last season. You know, every time he touched the ball, no matter what arena he was in, unless he was at home, he's getting booed every single time he touches the ball. It doesn't matter. So I'm just happy for Josh Giddey that he's in a new situation, was able to put that behind him and, you know, move forward and possibly get the largest contract of his career coming this offseason, man. I'm very, very happy for Josh Giddey. the Thunder, man, this is a team. Bro, we got Nikola Topic just sitting and waiting for next season, bro. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand how Sam Presti was able to piece all this together. It still is mind-boggling to me. I have a screenshot in here somewhere, bro. I need to find it. Hold on. We have so much. Okay, here we go. Sam Presti this offseason traded Josh Giddey for Alex Caruso. Like I said, Josh Giddey is hooping his ass off right now. The Chicago Bulls will possibly be in the play-in tournament, could possibly make the postseason, and that is a lot due to, obviously, Kobe White's out there hooping too, but Josh Giddey, his play over the last 20 or so games since the trade of Zach LaVine, and then, guards being in and out of the lineup like Lonzo Ball and things like that, just him having the time to go out there and prove that prove his worth, prove his value. Josh Giddey's looked great, yes, but for what the Thunder were looking for and what we needed, especially when you look back to the playoffs last season, Alex Caruso is that, and he's shown that all season, man. There's probably a 30-minute highlight tape out there somewhere of Alex Caruso's defense just this season alone. So that's a W. That's one. We drafted Nikola Topic at number 12. I want to say we traded up for that pick. I don't quote me on that. He's sitting and waiting for next year. He is actively on the roster. I've seen him at a few games here and there. That is a prospect that a lot of people were very high on last season, and he has time to be around NBA environment and NBA players, so he gets to work out and he gets to experience what it is to be an NBA player without actually playing any games just yet. It's sort of like a red shirt season. I'm excited to see what he could possibly bring for us next year off that bench as a point guard. Taller, not really built, but, heavier kind of guard. I want to say he's like a Shea size-ish. Obviously, he's not going to move like Shea, but, just his stature is kind of like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I want to say he's about 6'4", 6'5". He may even be a little taller than Shea. It's a very exciting time. Traded multiple second-round picks for number 26 and drafted Dylan Jones. He has been very, very, very impressive for a rookie this season, man. Filling in spots when we are down guys on the roster. He has been impressive this year. And the guy that I've really liked watching play basketball this year, A.J. Mitchell, was drafted at 38 by trading Lindy Waters and some cash in the draft. A.J. Mitchell, man. A.J. Mitchell is a dog. Offensively, defensively, I love watching A.J. Mitchell play basketball, man. Dylan Jones as well. Like, we got some this is the youngest team in basketball, man. This is the youngest team in the NBA by average age. If we didn't have Alex Caruso, we'd be even younger. This is a great general manager, bro. I am so happy to be a fan of this team, bro. Like, we've had some down years. Obviously, things have worked out for us. We had some years where we had an MVP. We've had 2 MVPs. We've actually had 3 MVPs on this team. And if you want to be real, 4, because Shea going to win it this year. But 3 MVPs, he just didn't win it on this team. James Harden. Sam Presti is a mad genius, and he knows ball. That's how we gotta leave it at that. Sam Presti knows ball. And we signed Isaiah Joe to that extension, 4 years, $48 million. Signed Aaron Wiggins to his 5 years, $45 million. And we signed Isaiah Hartenstein to a 4-year, $80 million deal, something like that. He's cooking. Like I said, that man knows ball. He knows ball, bro. And then, bro, when you consider the fact that versus above 500 teams, we are the best team in the league record-wise with a 25-8 record. That may even be 26-8 now. This was a screenshot from Wednesday, so that's at 26-8 now. Then we play the Pacers tonight. Like, I really am hopeful for what this team can show us this postseason. Obviously, we were the number 1 seed last season, and obviously as the number 1 seed, you want to go further than just the second round. But when you run into a dude like Luka Doncic, you run into a Kyrie Irving, You run into a PJ Washington who doesn't miss threes from the corner at all, but then you get to the next series and miss almost all of them. You know? You win some, you lose some, you got to tip your hat. But this year, man, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. With Lou Dort shooting the way he's shooting, with Aaron Wiggins breaking out the way that he has. Like I said, Dylan Jones and AJ Mitchell. I was about to call him Dylan Brooks. Dylan Jones and AJ Mitchell off the bench. Young guys. They probably won't play a lot, if at all, in the postseason, but they're there when we need them. Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet, duo, tandem, whatever you want to call it. Nasty. Nasty. You got J-Dub. I didn't even mention my dog yet. He is the X factor. We need something consistent from Jalen Williams this postseason, man. Obviously, you got Cason Wallace. You got Alex Caruso for the defense. But offensively, it's going to come down to Jalen Williams, man. And he's shown us consistency this year, obviously being an all-star. But we're going to need him to really, when Shai's off the court or when Shai is obviously going to get the best defender every night, he's going to get the second. But you still have to be able to fight through that adversity, fight through that defense, fight through everything, bro. Like, we need at least to make the NBA Finals, man. Like I said, this is the youngest team in the league, so for us to win would be an anomaly. That's why everybody's counting us out. You'll hear Gil's Arena talk about they're not scared of anybody that plays OKC. They think they could come out the West, possibly. There's like a 50-50 chance that they think they could come out the West. They got the Lakers over them. They got the Warriors over them. Like, have we not consistently shown, not just this year but last year, that we are the team to beat in the West? I mean, obviously Dallas would have been the team to beat. I'm not gonna be wrong. I'm not even gonna beat you. If Dallas was healthy, they never traded Luka Doncic, they would be the team to beat. Who knows? Even the iteration of Dallas now with Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving, they could also be scared. You got LeBron and Luka on the same team. With Austin Reeves, oh my gosh, like, this postseason is about to be crazy, and I'm here for it. When I tell you I am locked in, I've only been tapped in over the past couple months. I ain't even been watching ball like that because, like I said, I just had so much going on, bro. I've been tapped in. But when I tell you I'm locked in, bro, this is my promise to y'all, man. We are locked in. Y'all going to get a video from me damn near every day. Not yet. We not locked in yet. Like I said, I still got a few weeks to sort some things out to get where I need to be so we can get back to making content on a regular basis. But this felt great, man. It started off a little rough, I ain't gonna lie. This felt great. I feel like I could keep talking for real. But yeah, man, I'm gonna leave it there. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, thank you, brother. Or no, the Clippers. I don't even know who y'all's GM is. Sam Presti, like I said, he knows ball. Finesse the Clippers for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and all them first-round picks. We still got so many picks, man. It's crazy how set up we are for the future. 142, what was the stat? 124 and 42, including the playoffs and in-season tournament. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the team to beat to me, bro. Boston Celtics out east, Cleveland Cavaliers out east. And then the Indiana Pacers. Those are the only three other teams that have winning records. Oh, and then Houston as well. Those are the only four other teams that have winning records against 500 teams, or teams that are above 500. So when you consider the fact that I don't believe in the Houston Rockets because they just don't have a guy down the stretch that you can go to on a consistent basis in a 7-game series. Yes, Jalen Green can be that, but he has not shown us that just yet. Alperen Şengün is great, but he's not at that level just yet. So the Houston Rockets, I don't like those. For me, the teams that I just named, Rockets, Celtics, Pacers, and Cavs, obviously my Thunder, those are only five teams that have winning records against teams that are above 500. So you can immediately knock off the Houston Rockets for the reasons I just gave. Indiana Pacers, they can be a scary team. They really can, especially with Damian Lillard just now going out a few days ago for the Bucks. The Pistons, a lot of their wins, they're 31-12. In that, like I said, that's a screenshot from Wednesday, so that number could be a little skewed now. But 31-12 versus below 500, 9-20 versus teams that are above 500. You talking about the playoffs? You're playing teams that are above 500. Don't have faith in the Pistons, and then the Pacers, like I was talking about, 16-13. They are a well pieced together team. They are another one of those teams that can just outrun you. Obviously, with the engine that is Tyrese Halliburton, you have the savvy veteran in Pascal Siakam, NBA champion, been there, done that. Benedict Mathurin, one of my favorite players, one of my favorite young players in the league right now. Ben Shepherd, obviously you got Miles Turner. They have a whip over there. Obi Toppin. They got guys. TJ McConnell. Just in a 7-game series, like maybe they make to the second round. They got to play the Cavs. I don't trust them against the Cavs. The Cavs are too big for them with Jared Allen. Now having DeAndre Hunter come off your bench at 6'8", 6'9", Ty Jerome be the 6'4" point guard, 6'5" point guard, might even be 6'7", honestly, bro. Ty Jerome's a tall man. Ty Jerome can hoop. I went to see Ty Jerome hoop a few times this year. Every time I was in a building, he went crazy. And then maybe, obviously, they won't meet up in the second round, but the Boston Celtics, like, y'all not doing nothing with the Celtics. And then the New York Knicks being at 3, they're 11-17 versus above 500 teams. So I don't really have faith there. So, I mean, that really leaves it to 3 teams. That's Boston, Cleveland, and OKC. OKC is the only team standing in the West. So to me, we get into the finals. That shows the numbers, the stats, the facts, history is on our side, man. It's between Boston and Cleveland. Who we going to see in that NBA Finals, man? But this felt great, longer than I was even expecting to talk. I'm going to be real with you. I was expecting to be here for maybe 12 minutes at max. But yeah, reached the sideline, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure y'all subscribe if you're new around here because, like I said, we've been tapped in. Now we about to be locked in. I haven't made a video since the trade deadline, basically, man. So I need to get back on my shit. Appreciate y'all though, man. It's been a while, but it's been fun, and your boy is back. Peace.